got YouTube here. We're on TikTok. We're everywhere, baby. That's right. And today we are launching that new banger, which I know you're excited about. I am super excited. Because I was thinking, this thing reminds me of. Oh, hang on. I got another. Oh, here we go. Okay. Technical difficulty. Okay, there we go. There we go. Okay, this thing reminds me a lot of Axon. Anybody remember Axon? So we introduced Axon when it was called Taser. And Joey, we're gonna get to it. Be patient. Be patient. We're gonna announce it in a little bit. We're gonna build a little. We're gonna build up the audience first. Okay, we're gonna build up the audience. Anyway, look, I just want to let you know this thing reminds me a lot of Taser, now known as Axon. And Axon was a stock which we introduced at $1.50, and everybody thought it was a joke. Everybody thought it was a fugazi stock. It was an IP. It was a failed IPO from Paulson, which was like a small brokerage firm in Portland, Oregon, which was actually they got some good IPOs, and it was a $1.50 stock. I remember, yeah, I mentioned the story several times because I learned such a lesson. I learned such a lesson from this. Anyway, they had a business. They were doing revenues. But for whatever reason, it wasn't really catching on. And then all of a sudden, something happened. Something happened. What was the event? I'll tell you in a second. The stock went from $1.50, went to $15. Then it went to like $100. Okay, so it became a 100 bagger. Today, Axon recently hit. I think we were at $800. So every $10,000 you would have had an Axon turned into $8 million. Okay, so $10,000 turned into $8 million. The only problem is it took a couple of years. It took a couple of years. It wasn't that fast, okay? Let me show you the chart of Axon. Okay, so Axon has actually been coming down a lot. But yeah, so it was. Let me show you this. It's unbelievable. So you can't even see the chart has gotten so like crazy, but this is the Axon chart. By the way, this is not a buy-sell recommendation on Axon. I have no idea what they're doing, but it was over here. Basically, we got involved somewhere around here. It was like $1.50. Then it went up to like $15. I think it was 15 if I remember. 30 went to like $20. Okay, so this is 30. Yes, basically it was from here $1.50 went to 15 or $30, and then it was dead for a while. It went to like 100. Okay, yeah, it went to like 100 a couple of years ago, and then boom, it went to 800. It went to $880, 882. So every $10,000 in Axon became worth $8,800,000. Okay, you would have made life-changing wealth. Now, today's stock is actually very similar. The stock I'm going to introduce to you very shortly is very, very similar. Why? They got a business. They're doing around 10 million in revenues, but there, it's kind of when you got the right market, the new opportunity lines up, something big has just happened. Okay, so they're actually touching very big markets. This company is in a position to explode their revenues. Their revenues can scale up from, right now, let's call it a $10 million run rate to $50 million in the next maybe year or so, 8 to 18 months. Why? Because of this new market that is opened up, a brand new market, and it has something to do with robotics. That's right. The robots are changing the game. How many of you guys are using robots or AI? I'm using AI. Listen, I'm telling you, I'm using this Chat GPT for like a real business use. Like seriously, I'm telling you right now, like Chat GPT has probably saved me, I'm doing it for like legal stuff. It saved me like easily 50 grand, maybe 100 grand. Chat GPT. It's changing the world when you think about it. The whole Chat GPT thing is amazing. AI is a megatrend. Robots is a megatrend. This stock it's not an AI stock really. It's a robotics play. It's really a robotics play, but it's a different angle. It's not electronics. Okay. Well, actually it is. There actually is robotics involved. There actually is robotics involved. What I'm going to articulate is basically the robotics is what enables this company to scale and reach these massive multi-billion-dollar market opportunities, just like Axon, formerly known as Taser. So what was Taser? Taser made those zapper things that all the cops have, the Taser guns, whatever, and nobody really cared. Then all of a sudden, everybody remember 9/11, the terrorist attacks. All of a sudden, everybody went, oh, Homeland Security. And that became like this whole thing. And they thought, oh, we're going to use these tasers on planes, whatever. Anyway, bottom line is it became a big thing with police everywhere. Then they got all sorts of other technologies. So Axon became very, very big over a period of years. But the trajectory was very, very similar to what we have now. Anyway, Before we launch the stock, which we're going to do in a little bit, I just want to talk about some of the stocks we are right now that we're making money with. Our private trading group is in right now. So yes, we have a private trading community. You click the link above if you're watching on TikTok, or in the video description if you're watching on YouTube. And it's $95 a month. It's not free, but what you get is every day we give you stocks that are breaking out. Okay, I screwed through thousands of stocks breaking out to give you stocks which can increase 1,000% or more within 6 months. That's, by the way, I'm putting my own money into it. They're not promotional clients. Okay, they're just stocks I'm buying. Like this stock we have on the screen, optical cable, OCC. We got into this at around $6. Actually, I'll tell you. Let me look at my account. I paid $6.60 for optical cable OCC back in I think it was February. Okay, 660. Today we're at 1318. Okay, and this thing I believe is going to be a 10 bagger. I believe OCC is going to be a 10 bagger. I'm personally invested. Now I should have bought a lot more stock. Yes, Brendan, we're going to have the new banger. We're going to be announcing it in the next couple of minutes. I just want to tell you what we're trading right now. That's the monthly chart for OCC. But let me tell you why I'm excited. Okay, and let me tell you why I'm showing you this chart. This was the previous high for OCC, $300 a share. It was $300. It was a high flyer. It dropped dead. Nobody cared. All of a sudden, everybody's been waking up because it's an AI play. And now it's doubled, and we're breaking out above the 50 and the 200 moving average. Why am I telling you this? What does OCC doubling in the last month or whatever have to do with the new banger? Well, two reasons. One is, you should know that, hey, I think on this channel, we know what we're talking about, right? We have a lot of winners, a lot of 10 bagger stocks. I literally wrote the book on 10 baggers. You can get it on Amazon, get my video course. Again, link in the bio or the video description. I got my own money I'm putting into these stocks, okay? Now, the stock we're going to introduce today, okay, is a promotional stock. It's paid content. They're paying me to get the word out on them. Why? Because it's deeply undervalued. The stock is deeply undervalued. And what happens is when all of a sudden we get this in front of millions of investors, which is what's going to happen over the next couple of months, you have what's called attention arbitrage opportunity. Okay, so right now the stock is cheap because nobody understands it, nobody knows, nobody cares. But then all of a sudden, when you have millions of investors watching, and boom, people realize, oh my God, this is a robotics play. This is a pure play on the moon stock economy. I mean, this thing is really going to be a game changer. It sounds very kind of, when you first look at the stock, you're going to think, oh, it's kind of boring, whatever. Oh, but then you realize, holy shit, this is what it's really used for. It's going to blow your mind. So this company, again, they're about to scale. Anyway, but the reason I have OCC on the screen is this is exactly the type of setup I look for. I look for charts, okay? One of the things I look for, massive market opportunity, big opportunity. And then I look for a chart. This is very big because the charts tell you the truth. I want a stock that has what I call moon DNA. It's got to have the moon DNA. You know what the moon DNA is? The moon DNA is when a stock has had major spikes in the past. It's been very, very high, okay? And then it drops. Everybody gives up. But it's in the DNA. The winning is part of the DNA because it's done it before. It's done it before. It could do it again. That's the theory. Does that always happen? No. My theory is stocks like to go back to old highs. And somebody's saying, OCC is not a penny stock. No, we're going to introduce the penny stock for you in a little bit. Be patient, okay? I'm trying to learn something, okay? You tuned in late. You missed out on all the good stuff. The chart is the same, okay? The OCC chart is the same as the new banger chart I'm going to show you. I mean, it's different, but the idea is the charts tell you the truth. Charts don't lie. They tell you the truth in advance, okay? Now, what are we talking about? So OCC is breaking out. We're already double the money in OCC. We're up 100%. Now, the other AI stocks actually, let me give you a penny stock. We're in it right now. I got my own money in it. The penny stock billionaire gang is deep in it. And that's Tigo. Okay, Tigo, we got into $1.80 and we hit $5. We got into $1.80 in January, okay? And we're at $5. I believe Tigo is going to go to $20. I got into it over here and we're here. I got into it at $1.80. We hit $5, okay, in a couple of months. Now you got to be patient. Sometimes you got to wait. My Zim, I gave it to you guys at $2. I gave you my Zim at $2. It went up only 30% the first day. Everybody gave up. And you know what happened? After all you mooch bums gave up, you people with no attention span, zero attention span, zero patience, you all gave up. You know what happened after you all gave up and you sold? Stock went to $6.40 overnight. Tripled. People tripled their money with Myzium. The new stock today, I'm going to give you very similar. Everybody's going to say, oh, it's not going anywhere. Oh, it's not going anywhere. Believe me, this new stock is like a volcano rocket that can go to the moon. The volcano rocket is ready to go to the moon. What's going on today is absolutely incredible. There is big news, and it's already moving. The stock is moving. The stock has got the moon DNA. It's got the moon juice. This new stock we're going to be launching in the next couple of minutes, it's got the moon juice. And you already know every stock I've given you guys in the last, year have all doubled or tripled in the first day. And you know what? Hang on a second. I'm going to show you something. And you know what? There have been so many bangers we've given you. Hang on a second. Let me see. 10 bagger blueprint. Is this here? Let me see if I can find this. No, it's not here. Remove. No, I want to show because we have new people watching and they need to know that, look, we have a track record. Okay. We have a track record of introducing stocks that are 10 baggers. This is not I'm not looking for stocks that double. I'm looking for stocks that literally go up 1,000% or more. Okay. So let's see. Is this it? Okay. I just want to show you some of our track record. Okay. Let me show you something. Okay. I want to show the TikTok people so they know, the stocks we had that went up 1,000%. So if you're watching on screen, okay, this is, hang on a second. And by the way, we're going to get to the new stock. Don't worry. We're going to get there in a second. We got to build up a little tease. Okay. We got the book. Okay. Anyway. So listen, we're playing for big stakes. Okay. We want to have a 10-to-1 asymmetric bet. What am I talking about? We got to have stocks which you can make 10 times your money or more, right? Asymmetric setups. I'm looking for stocks where I can make 10 times the money. Okay. Today's stock, the new banger, is a stock which is trading under $1. This is a stock that could go to $20 or $50. That's called an asymmetric bet. It's actually better than that because this stock is, let's just say it's under 75 cents. The downside, I believe it could be maybe 20 cents of downside. So the upside, if you say $20, that's a thousand. Is that 1,000 to 1? It's a huge upside. Anyway, asymmetric bet, very important to understand. Okay. So we have a whole philosophy over here. Okay. Criteria. We're looking for stocks targeting multi-billion-dollar market opportunities that are at the inflection point, like today's stock. And they gotta have the catalyst, and they gotta be undervalued, and they gotta have the chart base. Okay. And today's stock, okay, the stock I'm going to give you in just a little bit meets all those criteria. It meets all those criteria, and we got explosive revenues right now. So let me show you something. Hang on a second. Let me show you. Okay. So we have literally our win rate is like 95% over like 5 years. 95% of the stocks we introduced go up immediately. Okay. Now, how many of them become 10 baggers? Okay. I know all the haters. I know all you haters are going to say, well, you say these stocks are going to go up 10x and they only went 500%. Oh, it only went 300 or 800%. No. Okay, there we go. Yeah, this guy understands. This guy gets it. So this guy is very smart. He bought Seattle at 320 on the breakout and he sold at 8. That is perfect timing. Perfect timing. So anyway, this is what we look for. By the way, so this is some of our past winners. Cytodyne, 2,000%. We launched over here. It went over here 6 months. CloudMD, only 500%. We launched here. It went here in 5 months. CBDT, we launched over here at a nickel. It went to $2.50. It took about 4 months. Imagine AR, we launched at 2 cents, and it went up 1,700% to what's that number? 36 cents. Okay. Next Tech, 1,300%. These are our past winners. Okay. I can go through these slides all day. Oh, this is old. This is an old deck. Fans Unite, 1,100%. Oh, this went up. This is old information. And this is an old slide. This stock went up 2,000%. We launched it at 35 cents, actually 70 cents. It went to $14. People made 20 times the money. This one also, this is an old deck. I'm sorry. This went up 10x. This one went up 1,400%. And these are, so this is an old deck. Oh, this is new. Lottery went up, I think, was it 200%? Lottery Adatex with at 85%. These are all recent, by the way. This is our recent wins. ADN 300%. Worksport only 50%. That was a failure. Half 90% increase on day one, and then it doubled. Half more than doubled. Seata, you guys know what happened with Seata. You guys know what happened with WGRX. It was a double. Anyway, look, I'm not here to brag. I'm not here to boast. I'm here to tell you I like French toast, okay? Guys, we're going to get the new banger launching in a few minutes. I want to make sure we got everybody ready before we introduce, because I want all of you to be able to make money with this new stock as soon as we launch. As soon as we launch the new banger stock. Okay, so hang on a second. I'm going to give it to you. You're going to have a few. By the way, the key is you got to get in the first, you want to be in the stock in the first 15 minutes, 15 minutes. The money, you want to get in at the ground floor, okay? You want to get in at the ground floor, because that, my friends, is where all the money is made, okay? That's where all the money is made. And I'm not saying that it's okay. No, you want to get in early because you have less risk, okay? If you get in here, you have less risk. In other words, you get in below 75 cents, you have less risk than if you pay $2. You understand what I'm saying? That's what I mean. Okay. By the way, this is not a guarantee. I want to be very clear. This is all paid content. This stock is a paid client, and it's breaking out literally as we speak on the charts. Nobody knows about it yet, but it's already moving. Okay. It's got the moon juice. It's got the moon juice in it. You know what I'm saying? Look, like I explained earlier, if you're just joining, okay, I'm looking for stocks which meet very strict criteria, fundamentals, but then they got to have the right chart that has a history of making massive spikes. Massive spikes. Why? Why? Because if it's done it before, it could do it again. Okay? The real Mike. Mike, be patient. Be patient. Okay? We got 5 minutes. In the next 5 minutes, I'm going to introduce it. Okay? At the stroke of noon, high noon Eastern time. Okay? So Tigo, we've already tripled the money in Tigo. I gave it to you at $1.80. We hit $5 today. OCC is already a double. This is going to be going probably a 10 bagger. You know what I really like? Again, the AI is, I was saying it before, AI game changer. I don't have to tell you, everybody knows, right? But we're in the early stage. Iron, if you look at stocks like Iron, I own Iron, I own CoreWeave, okay? And these, I believe, are going to be 10 baggers over the next 18 months, 24 months. It's going to take a little while. CXAI, we haven't worked with in a month. Forget about CXAI. Dump CXAI, it's garbage. CXAI is garbage. You're sitting here talking while you're playing. Mike? I don't even know what you're talking nonsense out of your mouth. You don't even understand anything. You're talking nonsense. This guy Mike, this nutcase. Anyway, this guy doesn't know how to read. That's the problem. Anyway, look, we have a history of 10 baggers. Everybody knows on this channel our stocks, typically double or triple the first day, then they go up to 10x. 20. Oh yeah, day trading. That's right. Okay, the new stock is a NASDAQ stock. It's under 75 cents. It's on the move. I'm going to give it to you in the next couple of minutes. Now, hang on one second. There we go. We're going to give it to you in just a second. Now, Iron. Let's look at CoreWeave. CoreWeave breaking out. Look at this CoreWeave chart. Wow. We're breaking out on the CoreWeave chart. This is the daily. Now, let me show you the weekly. And yes, we're going to get to the penny-stock banger in a few minutes. We're going to get there in a few minutes. I want to have the audience built up. I want you, I want to have the maximum people. This is Iron breaking out. Now, let's look at, what else is banging? MRX. I am heavy in MRX. We got a massive breakout. This is called a cup and handle formation. That's your weekly chart. This thing is ready to go to the moon. Look at the daily. Look at that. Very, very powerful. MRX. I should be buying more here. Instead of talking to you guys, I should be buying MRX. Look, anyway, we're going to introduce the new banger in just a few seconds, okay? The new banger is a pure play on robotics. Why? Is it a robotics company? It's not a robotics company, but its revenues are enabled by robotics. Why? You're going to find out after I explain. First, I'm going to give you the symbol. What I'm going to do in the next couple of minutes, I'm going to put the symbol on the screen We're going to put the symbol on the screen so everybody knows what we're talking about. And then we're going to get going here. Blank page. He bought the book and he found out it's filled up with misspellings. Hey, you want misspellings or you want to make money? Blank page. You want to make money or you want misspellings? I don't know what you want. Okay. Listen. The only thing I know how to do is give you stocks that go up to the moon. Okay. Cantonese. I love that name. Cantonese Commodore. Wow, that is a cool name. Of course, it's an American company. Of course, it's American. This is the American channel here. The Cantonese Commodore. Where'd this guy come? That's the best username. That is the best username I have seen. Honestly, that's the best. That's the best username I have seen on what do you call it? Blank page is saying I want to make money, sir. Okay, blank page. Read the book. Okay. By the way, I got news for you. We got a revised edition coming out, which has been proofread. We got a brand new edition coming out in the next month or so. It's going to be amazing because it's updated. There's a lot of stuff that's happened in the last 3 years since we launched this. We're in a whole new era. We're in a brand new era, and we got the new version of 10-bagger blueprint coming out. And one of the things we're doing is we're no more Canadian stocks. There's a reason why we're avoiding Canadian stocks. Drizzly, we're going to announce the new banger in just a second. The new banger will be going to the moon. Okay, 1 minute to go. There we go, baby. We're about to go. Hang on a second. Let me take a drink of water here. Okay, who's ready for the new banger? I'm going to put up the chart. Now, what I'm going to do is, hang on a second. What I'm going to do, the new banger, I'm going to put up the chart, okay, in a second. I'm going to put up the chart in a second. I'm first going to put up the symbol. What you need to know is this. When I show you the chart, you need to realize the stop. You have to look at the after hours chart, okay? The 1 hour and the 50-minute chart. When you look at the after hours chart, you see we have the breakout now and the algos are going off. Okay, the algos are about to go off, and this thing is about to beast mode. Okay, the algos. If you've been watching, you know exactly what this is. Okay, who's ready? Who's ready for the new moon banger? Who is ready for the new moon banger? If you want to know the new moon banger, click the upvote hearts button. If you're watching on YouTube, please press the thumbs up. Press the thumbs up, the like button, subscribe to our channel so that you start making money. Okay, there we go. Cantonese Commodore. Okay, there we go. This guy is the best. Cantonese Commodore. All right, Cantonese Commodore. We're about to launch in the next minute. Okay, get ready. I'm going to put up the symbol on the screen right now, and I'm going to announce. Actually, hang on a second. I'm going to put up the symbol. Okay, I'm going to put up the symbol, and I'm going to announce it for the people who are they might be not watching. So I'm going to announce it and show it. Okay, so the symbol is. But here's what you got to know. I'm going to explain to you the robotics play. Okay. Drew, my wife is can't pleased. But I have 12 children and 2 ex-wives. I will go all in with the money, all my money on this one. Let's get. Okay, we got some troll. This is funny. Okay. By the way, these are high-risk stocks. Everything I'm telling you, these are high risk. It can go to this is public venture capital. You understand? This is public venture capital. This is not for widows and orphans. High risk stock, high reward. Again, it's an asymmetric bet. We're looking for a 100-to-1 type of payout. Okay, so you got to be prepared for the risk. And yes, it's all paid content as we disclose. Okay, now we have Planet Fitness. I need to upgrade. We got the best trolls on here. All right, we got the best trolls here on YouTube. Okay, here we go, guys. Who's ready? Click the upvote hearts button. I'm about to put up the symbol. What you need to know is this, okay? I'm going to explain to you the robotics angle because that is the game changer for this company. Here's what you understand. Forget about everything you know about the stock, okay? Yes, they're doing a roughly 10 million run rate. Yes, but this thing is about to get turbocharged to the moon because of the robotics angle, which people don't understand. And you know what it has to do with? Robo-taxis. That's right, robo-taxis. We're talking about TOMZ, our next super stock. TOMZ, baby. That's right. TOMZ is the new banger. TOMZ. That's right. TOMZ. And I'm going to show you the chart in just a second. This thing is ready to beast mode to the moon. Okay, it's ready to beast mode to the moon. Now I'm going to show you the TOMZ chart because this is unbelievable but true. Okay, we got 68 cents. It's only 68 cents. Here we go. Here's the daily chart. Here comes the daily chart action. Here comes we get the breakout. We got a breakout happening above the 50-day moving average. Okay, 50-day moving average. Now watch this. We're going to do the 1 hour chart. Okay, here we go. Boom, spike. Here's your algo trigger. The algos are going off right now. We're talking about TOMZ. TOMZ on the move, baby. TOMZ. We are at 68 cents. Now watch this. Let me show you something bananas. Okay, this is the new banger. We're talking about settings, extended hours. This is the moon angle. Here we go. We're about to go into a cup and handle formation, and this thing is about to beast mode. We got the algo trigger about to go off. There's a golden cross about to happen. When the 50 goes above the 200, that is your golden cross, and this thing can go absolutely bananas. All right, check this out. This is the history of the spikes. Now, what you really want to look at is TOMZ's history of making massive spikes. Okay, let me show you this. Let me show you this over here. So this, okay, this, let me show. Let me go. Okay, this, where is this? Okay, there we go. This is what we look for. We look for this type of moonshot. This has been a $17 stock in the past, okay? And I believe it's going to happen again. Now, what's the big deal with TOMZ? Now, let me talk about the fundamentals with TOMZ. The fundamentals with the stock are this company is in the decontamination business. Basically, the big markets are sterilized medical rooms, hospitals, etc. It's a mist, and it instantly sterilizes, get rid of all the germs. And that's been a growing thing. They're just starting to scale that business. The other big thing is fruits and vegetables to get rid of all the bacteria, all the stuff that gives you all the food poisoning and all that stuff. But here is the big deal. Let me show you this. The big deal with TOMZ is you guys know about the robo taxis. Now, I spend a lot of time in California. Okay, so in San Francisco, half the cars on the streets are what do you call it? They are Waymo. They're robot cars. Okay, Uber, Waymo, they're all doing robots. Okay. Now, here's the problem with these robo-taxis. The problem with the robo-taxis is, unlike a driver, right? If you have a driver in a car and you're like, I don't know, spilling stuff and you're farting in the car, whatever you're doing, the guy's going to tell you to stop. A robot can't do that, right? So these cars are getting absolutely dirty, and they need to be cleaned. So TOMZ has got the they have it's a robotic application that's basically, instead of having to pay people, in California, you got to pay people $30 an hour. That's right. You got to pay $30 an hour just for some guy to, make French fries in California. So these guys can't afford to do it. They got to use robotics. And TOMZ has got this robotic application. So the car pulls up automatically. And they spray the mist inside, the steri mist. The car is sanitized. The car is automatically sanitized, and it could go on. That is a game changer. Why is it a big deal? I know it sounds kind of boring, right? But the reality is this. Let's say somebody gets sick from one of these robo-taxis. If somebody gets sick in a taxi or an Uber, who are you going to sue? You're not going to sue. Well, you're going to sue the driver. Good luck. But if it's a Waymo, it's a major company, it's Tesla robo cars, you're going to go after the guys with the money. Okay, you're going to go after those guys with the money. All right. So these companies, they have liability, but the other thing is they want to have that clean experience. They want to have a clean, consistent experience for their customers. So it's a big deal. Okay, now let me look at TOMZ. We are at 65 cents. We're at 2 million shares. And here we go. Look at this. 67 cents. And we are breaking out right now above the key moving averages. We're breaking out above the key moving averages. We broke out above the 50 and the 200, and the golden cross is about to happen. This is what I'm excited about. The fundamentals, we're going to have the CEO on later on. Look at this amazing chart. Let me show you this chart action. Here, the chart is just starting to happen. We're talking about Tom Z right now. Here we go. Here comes the breakout. Here comes the breakout. So we got the breakout. It popped. We got the short sellers coming in. The short sellers are coming in now. And I believe there's going to be a mega squeeze, a ultra super squeeze, massive short squeeze coming up with Tom Z. These people are walking into a trap because there's going to be a lot of news flow coming up. How do I know? I know there's going to be news flow because I know the company's at the inflection point. There is at the inflection point. Guys, if you want to, Tom Z, we're talking about Ashley Franco, we're talking about Tom Z, is the new banger. It's up about 17% right now. Let's look at the, there we go. And if you look at the 5-minute chart, we got a nice trend starting. We got a nice uptrend starting on the 5-minute chart, the 15-minute chart. Tom Z is the symbol. TOMZ, baby. TOMZ. Let's see. And I believe what's going to happen is the real action is going to kick in around 1 o'clock. I think 1 o'clock. So you guys are in early. You are in early. Where's the Cantonese Commodore? What happened to the Cantonese Commodore? There we go. $17. Is it going to go to 7? Listen, I think the stock, let me tell you what my target on the stock is. My target on the stock, I believe the potential is, okay, I believe the potential is to break out to, hang on. Once we break out above, let's call it 70, we got to break about 70, 80 cents. This thing can pop to, there's a gap at $6.18. Okay, this is the gap at $6.18. Once we break out of like around $1, let's call it, 80 cents, we break out of 81 cents, this thing could go to $6. Okay, the main resistance is around 81 cents. Okay, and this thing is right now in moon mode. And the short sellers are attacking. The short sellers have attacked. Somebody's talking about Amazon. We're in Amazon, actually. Amazon is one of our big holdings. It's not up 10%. What are you talking? No, Amazon is going to go up slowly. Don't worry about it. We're in iron, IREN. Iron is up 8%. There we go. We got iron. We got core weave. Okay. And we got a core weave is off today. Core weave is off. It's very interesting. I think iron is the stronger stock, right? We got Tygo that's tripled and ready to basically go up 10x. Let me see what OCC is doing. We've already doubled in OCC in the past month, a couple of months, 2 months. OCC, I believe, is a 10 bagger, and Tom Z could be, I believe, a 100 bagger potentially. How can it be a 100 bagger? Let me explain to you the story for Tom Z. Let's talk about the fundamentals. So they're doing $10 million in revenues right now. Okay, they're doing 10 million revenues. The robo-taxi market, I believe, is the game changer. I believe robo-taxis, yes, I believe robo-taxis is the game changer for Tom Z. Why? Because that is the next thing. That's where you have companies with big money who money is no object for them to spend on, because you need the robot and then you need the SteriMist spray. You got the robot, you got the hardware, and then the SteriMist spray. So they're making their money really on the SteriMist spray. That's where the money comes in. It's like a razor and razor blades approach. This, I think the robo-taxi is going to be, what is it going to be, like a multi-hundred-billion-dollar market? There's going to be literally millions of these robo-taxis, and they're going to be using, I believe, the SteriMist literally all day. Okay, they could be using, because they have to sanitize these cars. How do you sanitize these robo-taxis at scale? What is the way you're going to sanitize robo-taxis at scale? This is the only way to do it. It's a proven system. It's the only game in town. And then you also have the real markets, which is also the medical market, which is multi-billions. You got produce, fruits, vegetables, which is multi-billions. We're talking about hundreds of billions of dollars market opportunity. So Tom Z, all they have to do is go from 10 million to 25 million in the next year. They got to just double. They got to double the run rate, which I don't think is going to take a lot. I don't think it's going to take a lot for this thing to double the run rate. And if they do, the market's going to give it a 10x multiple. So if they go to they go to 25 million revenues run rate, the market could give this a $250 million valuation. 250 is 25x from here, which means the stock would be $17, roughly $17. And that's only with 20 million revenues. What if they do 50 million revenues? Again, 20x, you talk about $1 billion. Now, the multiple is going to go down as the stock, grow, whatever. Bottom line is this could be $1 billion valuation. This thing has a path. We got a path for this thing to be $1 billion valuation. $1 billion valuation. All they have to do is scale the revenues from 10 million right now to 25 million or in the next 18 months. That's going to be the trigger that's going to move the stock. There we go. Let's see. CoreWeave partnered with them? No. Guys, this is going to be the thing. Robo taxis, which are here already. How many of you have been inside of a robo taxi? There's people smoking weed in them. There's people, who knows what they're doing in these cars, because that's part of the thing. You don't want the driver there while you're doing. Listen, you have no idea what these people are doing late at night in these robo taxis. Okay, think about it. Think about it. Think about these people that they go out. Okay, they go to a club. They're coming home at 2 in the morning, right? You don't want to know what's going on in these robo taxis because there's no driver to stop them, right? There's no inhibitions. Okay, so you want to get into that car after all that happens? No, you want the thing sterilized. You want it sanitized. Okay, this is where the robo taxi. This is where the SteriMist comes in. This is where the SteriMist comes in. So this is a big deal. This is going to be a game changer in the markets. Game changer in the markets. What are we doing? We're 2.5 million shares, and it's up bigly. Let's take a look. What's going on here? What is going on? Let's see. I want to look at the intraday chart action. The intraday chart action looking good. Let me see extended hours. I want to use the extend because I want to see where the algos are going to kick in. I want to see where the algos are going to kick in. Okay, so we are, let's see. Okay, so we're above the 200 moving average on the 1 hour chart on the algos. And this thing is ready. This thing is ready. You know what I think is going to happen? You know what's very interesting? This reminds me of, I think it was, we had a couple stocks like this. As soon as we launched them, they spiked and then they went down. And then they went up later in the day. Later in the day is when they doubled. I think that's what's going to happen here. Again, this is not a guarantee. We're not making investment advice. But our last, we had a couple stocks. If anybody remembers, a couple of stocks we launched, they spiked a little bit, then they dropped. Everybody gave up. And then towards the close of the day is when they went to the moon. And I think this is what's going to happen with Tom Z. I think that's what's going to happen with Tom Z. So anyway, guys, that's what's going on. I got to send out some email blasts right now. We're going to do some email blasts to our audience. I'm giving you the heads up right now. So there's going to be a lot of people that are going to find out about Tom Z when we send out this email. So this is your last opportunity to get in. Anyway, bottom line is Tom Z on the move. We're above the moving average. The stock is starting to move here. Let's see here. Let's see. Okay, here we go. We're bouncing off the support on the 5-minute. Bouncing off support. A lot of action. We just broke through the 200 moving average. We got a breakout on the 200 moving average on the 5-minute chart. The volume is kicking in. Let's see. Yeah, there we go. And that's what's going on. That is what's going on. Gambino is angry that he missed out. Gambino is angry that he missed out on this on the stock that's ready to go to the moon. We already had Myzim that went up 300. People tripled their money with Myzim in the last month. Our latest banger, people tripled their money with Myzim, and I think this one is going to be the next. I think Tom Z is next to go to the moon. It's primed to go to the moon. Okay, guys, I got to send out an email blast right now to let everybody know about Tom Z. We're sending out the email blast to the the billionaire list. So there could be $1 trillion worth of buying power looking at this stock in the next hour. So I'm not saying buy, sell, hold. I'm just saying there's going to be a lot of eyeballs on the stock in the next hour. And what we've had happen the last couple of times is the stocks went up later in the day. So keep an eye on Tom Z. Put this on your watch list. Put Tom Z on your watch list. Okay, there we go. Okay. We sent the TikTokers home. The TikTokers have gone home. And we're here. Okay. So what is going on? What is going on, my friends? Okay, I got to get an email blast ready. I'm going to catch up with you later in the day. Probably, maybe not. We'll see. And here's to your 100x. Here's to your 100x, my friends. Look at this. Breaking. Oh, just as I got off TikTok, the stock is breaking out now. This thing is in beast mode. Okay. All right, guys. I got to hop. We got to put out some info. Okay. Propaganda. The propaganda is going out.